This is Reel of Fortune, the ultimate movie challenge. Devin and Tyrone each pick a movie at random and dive into their thrilling and unpredictable reviews. Brace yourself for a whirlwind of cinematic surprises as we uncover hidden gems, revisit classics, and navigate the vast world of streaming movies. Welcome to Reel of Fortune.
Hey, welcome to another exciting game of Reel of Fortune. Yes, that is the game that we pick two films, one for me, one for Devin, and hey, we don't know if it's going to be good or not, okay? But we put it on chance, on a flip of a coin,
yes,
okay?
Sir.
That's where we pick the IMDb score, and we also pick the streaming service, okay? We're going to take care of that. But next time, if you want to play along, you go ahead and pick the genre and let us know in the comments which one you want.
We got a lot of really good suggestions for videos. We got one from DSclora89. She wanted a suspense, so we're going to do that. Wild Fungus, they wanted a comedy, so we're going to put that on the wheel. I don't know how to say your name, but it's this name right here. I'm going to put it right there on the screen. They suggested horror, and Mars DK88, they wanted romance. I guess they're a romantic kind of guy. So we're going to put all those on the wheel, and then we're going to see which genre we're going to review for this video. But just like Tyrone said, if you want to participate, feel free to comment down below and let us know what genre you should pick for the next video.
Talk to us.
Talk to me.
Exactly. Tell me your name.
So I put all of you guys' suggestions and all your names on the wheel, and we're gonna pick right now.
Let's go. Oh, my heart is beating. Oh my God, my heart is beating.
You would not believe who won. DSclora89 has won, and they wanted suspense. So that's what we're gonna review, suspense.
Suspense movies.
So let's do your movie first, all right?
Mine.
We're gonna pick the streaming service.
Streaming service, shake it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, shake it up.
You got Max.
Max.
Okay. And then the IMDb score.
All right. You got it.
Better than 5. Okay. Good luck. HBO Max. Better than 5. Suspense genre. Tyrone's movie is.
Let's see.
Octopussy. James Bond.
Oh, yes!
A fake Fabergé egg and a fellow agent's death lead James Bond to uncover an international jewel smuggling operation headed by the mysterious Octopussy, being used to disguise a nuclear attack on NATO forces. Yeah. I see that smile. I see that smile.
Yeah, Octopussy.
No comment.
I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna have fun. Come on, Octopussy.
Right. So that's your movie. Let's pick mine. Okay. Let's go for the streaming service.
Shake it up, shake it up.
We got Hulu.
Hulu.
Okay. And for the IMDb score.
Come on, give us a 9.
Good shake. Better than 5.
Why?
All right. Well, hey, last time we got Octopussy, so, you know, let's see.
Octopussy's on Max, though.
You ain't lying. Hulu movie. Better than 5. Suspense genre. My movie is...
All right.
The Good Neighbor.
What the hell? The Good Neighbor.
The budding friendship between two very different neighbors takes a tragic turn when David runs over a young woman and causes her death. Yeah. Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. All right. I'm into that.
Octopussy gonna be on the fire.
Isn't that the dumpster fire?
The dumpster fire.
All right. All right.
And we gotta have the good neighbor on the anvil.
Let's do it.
All right. Drum roll, please.
Good neighbor. Good neighbor.
Octopussy.
Roger Moore in his newest and most thrilling of the James Bond adventures, filling the screen with excitement.
This film is Roger Moore's second to last film as Bond. He is old as dirt already.
And he looks it like, holy shit. He's not even trying in this film. He's not. He's barely running. He's like got like a light jog.
And he goes up to the women. He's like, love, have you ever made love with spoiled milk?
Yeah, seriously. It was weird. He is old here. He looks old. And I'm like, is he gonna do or say something to make him seem like, oh, okay, I see, he still got the juice. This is why the girls love him. No.
We just reviewed Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning, and Tom Cruise is 62 years old in that film. The last film of Roger Moore, he was 58.
Right. Yeah, so he's way younger than Tom Cruise is. And Tom is still jumping out of airplanes and jumping off the roofs and hanging on the side of trains. Roger Moore's like, yo, y'all got a chair? You got a seat? I would like to sit down. This Bond, he sits.
And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I fell asleep at the end of this film. I was bored out of my mind. It's rated PG, and there's definitely not any PG stuff in this film.
First of all, in the opening, there's like straight up nudity. Like, I'm like, this is PG? And then Bond shoots somebody right in the freaking face. Bam! And you see the hole in his head. He's like, and I'm like, this is PG? PG in 1983 was a different thing, boy. But yeah, this movie is weird, and it starts as weird as possible. There is a clown running through the woods. He's running through the woods, he's like, and then his balloon gets caught on a branch and pops. Pow! And then some two guys with throwing knives are coming after him. I'm like, is this a James Bond film? The clown dies. He gets a knife in his back, and out of his hand rolls an egg. And I'm like, this is the most bizarre, the stupidest way to ever start a movie. But I thought maybe they're just trying to make a point, and the rest of the movie won't be as bizarre as this. Little did I know how wrong I would be. James Bond himself dresses up as a clown. He dresses up as a monkey. He infiltrates a circus to try to disarm a nuclear bomb. This is the campiest, most bizarre Bond film by modern eyes that I've seen in a long time. Roger Moore's got one more movie after this, but after that we get serious Bond, and that's Timothy Dalton. They take a hard turn from this like cartoony thing to murderous, ice cold killer Bond, and that's kind of where Bond has hovered. He's gotten a little softer, but he's kind of hovered in a much more serious, ice cold killer guy. It's the last gasp of campy Bond.
It's like you went Timothy Dalton, that was serious Bond, and then you had Pierce Brosnan that was like, okay, he's serious and kind of campy. Right. And then you had freaking Daniel Craig, which was like, I'm going to choke you and slam your head into a freaking toilet.
Right. But just for one movie. After that, he gets kind of he gets kind of silly after that. Yeah. It was as much as what I think the biggest downfall of the Daniel Craig era. I wish they'd stayed, the ice cold killer, but he didn't. This film is bizarre. It's weird. The story, borderline incomprehensible. It is hard to tell you what is happening in this film. It would seem to me, and I'm going to explain it the best I can, as someone who's only seen this movie maybe twice. This is probably the second time I've seen this film. First time I saw it, I was a little kid, and I didn't realize how strange this movie was. But it seems to me they find this egg, and MI6 is like, yo, this is a fake egg, but it's a fake of a super expensive egg. And it would seem that these Russians are financing some sort of mysterious mission by selling these super convincing fake artifacts. They're like, we got to figure out what the Soviet Union is trying to do and stop them. And somehow this makes Bond go to Delhi. Like, you think he'd go to the Soviet Union, but no, he goes to India. And from there, the story doesn't get any more normal. It gets weirder and weirder. There's a sequence in the beginning of the film, which the sequence is actually quite thrilling, but it starts off with Bond having hid like some sort of hypersonic plane behind a fake horse's butt. Like the horse butt lifts up and a plane comes out and you're like, what?
And then he gets in the back of this freaking trailer and there's back of this fake horse's ass, and the jet it's a one-person jet. They fired a rocket after him, a heat-seeking rocket after him, and he's like flying the jet, and he's like, I know what I'll do. I'll go back into the bunker that they found me in. And then they're trying to close the door. He does it sideways, got out of that thing, and that one missile blows the whole bunker up.
Right.
I'm like, oh yeah, that's totally believable. 1983.
That's funny. Although I will say, I thought the plane flying around was pretty cool looking because it was literally like a plane. It was like a real guy flying a real plane, you know. So I thought that part was pretty cool. But you're right. The second he comes back into the bunker and then he does this like sideways maneuver thing to get out, it just like, I'm like, you kind of ruined this really cool thing that this stunt guy actually did in the sky. I feel like you kind of shit all over it by having the plane come out of a horse's ass and then ending with it blowing up this ridiculous bunker. So the movie is kind of all over the place.
Runs out of gas and then goes to a regular gas station.
Yeah. He goes to the gas station and he's like, fill her up. And it's like, what? I bet you this is like one of those love-hate type films. You probably either love how bizarre and outlandish and insane and campy this movie is, or you absolutely cannot stand it. I think when people who grew up in like the Daniel Craig era, looking at this Bond does not resemble what I would consider Bond at all.
So the name of the film is Octopussy. And it comes from this lady who is like this leader of this all-female circus thing.
What's weird is it's not part of Spectre. I thought, because, you know, the octopus logo is Spectre's logo.
Yeah, Spectre.
So I was
Spectre
like, she works for Spectre. And I'm like, well, she doesn't? So why did they do the octopus thing? I kept waiting for the big reveal of Spectre. I was waiting, and it never happened.
Bond asked her, he's like, so where'd you get the name? He's like, well, my father called me Octopus. I was like, ew.
My father became a leading authority on octopi. He loved them. His pet name for me was Octopussy.
Yeah, there's a lot of really funny lines with the word Octopussy in it. The main villain's henchwoman, of course, Bond has to have sex with her. And so after a romantic night, they're laying in the silk sheets, and Bond's like looking at her body, and he's like, ooh, what's this little tattoo? And she says, oh, that?
That's my little Octopussy.
And I was like, I was like, no, she did not say that. How did the actress say that with a straight face? And it was at that point where I had to go look it up. I was like, is this really PG? There's no way.
There's no way.
What were y'all doing in the 80s, y'all? What was going on?
For real.
What were those two ladies? Just
thing one and thing two, baby.
Yeah. I was expecting them to like do some kung fu or something, and they didn't.
Where after when they went to Delhi and Q was there, and there was like this camera thing where Bond zoomed into this woman's cleavage, and then Q's like, I have no time for silly shenanigans.
Right. And then the scene just continues with her boobs on the screen in the background. The scene just continues. They're just talking about all kind of other stuff with this lady's boobs just on the back. I'm like, what the fuck? This is so bizarre.
When the action did happen after Roger Moore got up from sitting down, folding his paper, putting his pipe away, and he's like,
talk to the grandkids.
All right, let me get up and do this. There was some funny action scenes. Ninja, shirtless, loincloth wearing dudes that had like a yo-yo saw.
Yeah, there's a yo-yo saw.
I was like, yo, it's so funny.
Trying to describe this movie is outlandish. And they very specifically showed that he can only really hurt you if he's like above you. You know what I mean? So he's got a yo-yo the saw down. So if you just get next to him, he can't really do anything.
If you standing right next to him, be like, hey, bro, you can't do nothing.
Yeah,
you can't do anything to me.
You know? Yeah.
The fight scenes in this, it kept me awake a little bit. It was funny, and there's a train sequence. This is the second train sequence I've seen this today, but it wasn't as exciting as Mission Impossible. But they had him on top of the train. They had Bond inside the train when he was dressed up as Monkey, trying to hide away from the other knife guy. It's outlandish, man. But I wanted to say about Bond, period. I like my Bond with flaws. The reason why I like Daniel Craig so much is because he was a flawed individual. He was rash. He was trigger happy. He was downright evil sometimes.
Well, certainly in the first one. Certainly
in the first one, right? This Bond felt very kept, and he knew exactly what to do in every single moment. And I was like, what? There was a part where he was escaping. They were in the woods, and they were basically trying to hunt him down. This dude did a Tarzan yell by swinging.
Oh my God. To me, that's when the movie ended. I was like, all right, I'm not paying attention anymore. In that same sequence, they introduced all this stuff. They're like, he's trying to hide, and then a tiger comes up. And it's like, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, oh, how's he gonna fight the tiger? Oh my, what the drama is gonna happen here? And Roger Moore's like, no. And the tiger's like, all right.
How
is that even remotely exciting? And there's another sequence, because I didn't understand how that sequence ended, where it was Bond and one of the henchmen, they're fighting in the water, and a crocodile or an alligator is swimming up, and it looks like the crocodile or alligator bites the villain.
Super edited.
But then in the next sequence, it turns out the crocodile is fake, and Bond is inside the crocodile. Like the mouth is like, it opens up and Bond's inside. So I'm like, what? So did he not get eaten by a crocodile, or was the crocodile? I was so confused by that. I was like, do I need to rewind this? I'm like, no, I'm gonna go.
No, it's a part of the film. It was written that way, edited that way, and we don't know. It was somewhat, very minute of suspense, because that was the category here. And the suspenseful part to me was when we saw Roger Moore got up out of his rocking chair from time to time, and did some things, looked around the corner all suspiciously. I have to say, this is not my Bond. This is not my type of film. This one is too goofy. He knows everything. I can't get with that.
You never fear for this Bond. Never. You're never like, how's he going to get out of this jam? You just kind of sit down and watch him dressed like a monkey, or dressed as an alligator, or dressed as a clown, and that's it. Or dressed as a socialist, communist, or you just watch him switch clothes. There's no drama here.
I'm going to have to give this film a C-, strictly because this is a Bond film and he has a legacy. Roger Moore did a lot of these films. At the age that he was he was doing it. He's not Tom Cruise, but boy, he can get up out of a seat. So there you have it. It's a C-.
Yeah, I'm giving this one a C. This is largely regarded as one of the bad Bond films, along with like Moonraker. The campiness gets out of control. The story, difficult to follow. You're never worried about Bond. Seeing James Bond dressed as a clown and literally running through a circus, I think that hurts the character quite a lot. I think they did some damage to the character here. And having him do the Tarzan yell through the jungle, like, guys, no. But I am at the same time glad I saw it, because it makes me appreciate the Daniel Craig era, specifically Casino Royale. Casino Royale, I think, to this day, in my opinion, I think that's the best Bond film. And it's interesting to see how far we've gone. I didn't realize how silly it would be. I didn't think I'd ever see Bond just like a clown.
Would you recommend people to see this who have? Okay. Okay.
Skip it. I think this does way too much damage for Bond. No.
I don't recommend people to see this Bond either. You can watch the other Roger Moore films. There's a reason why they hired him. But more importantly, do you recommend this film? If you do, okay. Have you seen Octopussy? Get in the comments and let us know what you thought.
In Octopussy.
Thank you so much for clicking on this video. Hey, remember, if you want to participate next time in the Reel of Fortune, you gotta let us know what genre you would like, all right? Get in the comments and let us know, all right? And if you did like this rating review for this old school film, please hit that like button. Or you can put the thumbs down, whichever you choose. It is your opinion. But just remember one thing, it's mostly wrong. Octopus. Oh my God.
YouTube's gonna fucking hate this video.
Hey man, the movie's real and it's PG.
You're right, it's a PG movie. Show this to all your kids.